Got him! Got him!
We hate the bitches you fuck cause they confuse themselves with real women. Then notice I said we, it's not just me, I'm what the culture feeling.
Hey, what's going on, guys? Salute and welcome to the Nosy Ninja Network, where we learn how not to be a fool from some well-paid fools. And we got a good one, guys. Man, it is getting ugly. It's getting crazy. Kendrick Lamar, he finally responded. And if you ask me, guys, remember, I wasn't rooting for anybody. I was rooting for J. Cole. J. Cole, he graciously bowed out. Good thing. Good thing. J. Cole must have knew something that we all didn't know. He must have knew the boy Kendrick had something up his sleeve. And when I tell you guys, Kendrick, he had something up his sleeve, man. Listen to this right here, y'all. Hopefully I don't got to trim it out. Man, now just them bars right there is just the truth. He went red pill on them. Did you hear that, guys? Don't let it go over your head. And what I like about it the most is when you hear this song, guys, he started off slow, then he went medium, then he cranked it up a little bit, then he went full on beast mode, guys. Man, he's going to test the machine. I told y'all, Drake a machine, right? Drake got Ghost Riders and he got the machine backing him. So for Kendrick to come this hard, and that's not all he said, guys. That's not all he said. But for him to come this hard, he don't care. He don't care. But let's see what the other rappers is soon chiming in saying. And Rick Ross definitely has something to say about this. So let's go to get into that, guys.
White boy, white boy, white boy. Crody, Crody, Crody. Do they even have Wi-Fi on that cargo plane? He may not even heard this yet, but look, white boy, I know we not friends, but let me give you this advice because you ain't got nobody around you. Or you ain't got no real niggas around you. Let me just put it like that. Ain't no real niggas. Stop. Don't respond. Don't respond. You ain't even peeped when the intro came on with the Teddy Pendergrass. That was that black fire. Don't do it. Don't go write a 8-minute verse that I know, nigga, Yachty, I know you want to get that money. You ain't wrong, nigga. Keep buying them big houses. But I'm going to tell you this like a real nigga. Ain't no more BBLs. Ain't no more ass fillers. Ain't no more cheek fillers.
Man, everybody gonna dump on this. And see, Rick Ross opened the floodgates. He opened the floodgates to play the black or white game with his diss song, which was equally as hot. But y'all gotta hear Kendrick joint. But guys, how did we get here? Well, let's see how we got here, guys. Ooh, guys, man, that's rap. That's hip hop. That's spitting the truth. He's not painting a character right now. No gimmicks, guys. You heard the man. And that's what he showed. He ain't out here. That's what he showed. Drake, man. I can't wait to hear what Drake got to say, man. This is good for hip hop. You can't be a fan. You could be a fan of either. You could be a Kendrick fan. You could be a Drake fan. It don't matter. You cannot lie and deny that this is good for hip hop. This is good for hip hop, guys. But let's see how we got here, guys. Definitely.
100%.
100%.
100%.
Okay.
He's playing chess. He's sitting back and he's playing chess. I know you already have your war chest ready. I want to see what you have. And I'm not going to jump out there to give you the easy win.
But I don't think Kendrick's going to drop anything else.
If Drake responded already, let me tell you, Kendrick got a song that's going to clap both of them up. Same song, trust me.
Clap both of them up.
Cole too. Cole got to get a smoke, of course.
What, you think that Drake is going to diss J. Cole too?
No. Kendrick.
Oh, Kendrick. Okay.
Kendrick got it in the tub.
Okay.
Everything was a preview.
Here's the thing, man. First of all, I was highly impressed by Push Up. Okay, Drake delivered a top tier response to everything that was going on, and this is coming from an OG veteran Drake hater. He delivered.
He craftily delivered that record.
Drake
put
did
his time, his effort into it, and he shot.
And he did what he was supposed to do.
Absolutely.
And he went further than Kendrick has ever gone, because Kendrick been throwing shots at Drake for years. Very blatant subliminals, but Drake aimed right at Kendrick, and he said, "Okay, if this is what you want, then you got it." So right now, Kendrick on the clock. Okay, Kendrick is all the way on the clock. Drake gave Kendrick his takeover, and now Kendrick has to deliver his ether if he got it.
And and one thing you can say about Drake is there's not one person that ever went at Drake that Drake didn't respond to.
Kendrick Lamar has finally clapped back at Drake after he released his latest diss track titled Euphoria. After weeks of controversy regarding whether or not Kendrick was going to respond at all, he finally went all in and dropped a 6-minute track dissing him in every way possible. He starts off by saying that Drake isn't a rap artist, but a scam artist with hopes of being accepted. It's here where he questions his roots specifically because Drake started his career off as an actor and not as an artist. He also name drops J. Cole and Drake, saying he praised their friends, otherwise he's YNW Melly. For those of you that don't know, YNW Melly is currently in jail for an alleged double homicide involving his 2 best friends. He then says, "F all that pushing T, let me see you push a T." This bar is crazy because he's calling him out for dodging Pusha T's fade back when they were dropping diss tracks at each other, where Drake ended up getting exposed for hiding his child. Kendrick shortly after mentions Gunna, saying he knows some things that would make Gunna look like a saint. He's alluding that Drake is a snitch of some sort or has been involved with snitching on fellow rappers in the past. He didn't clarify further on this. Kendrick then goes on to name all the things he hates about Drake, such as the way he walks, talks, and dresses. Kendrick challenges Drake's blackness again by saying, "How many more black features till you finally feel that you black enough? I like Drake with the melodies. I don't like Drake when he act tough." He then finished off by saying, "Why would I call around trying to get dirt on ninjas? Y'all think all of my life is rap? That's hoish. I got a son to raise, but I can see you know nothing about that." There's a ton more Kendrick goes on to mention in this 6-minute track, but before that, let's rewind a bit. Shortly after Metro Boomin and Future released their new album titled We Don't Trust You, fans were quick to single out a song that Kendrick Lamar was featured on. On the track like that, Kendrick Lamar didn't hold back one bit and made sure everyone knew he thought himself as being the top rapper in the industry while also taking shots at Drake and J. Cole. But when you thought that this was the end of it all, especially with J. Cole even going as far as apologizing for releasing his own diss track targeted at Kendrick.
I ain't gonna lie to y'all. I moved in a way that I feel spiritually feel bad on me. Like I try to jab my nigga back and I try to keep it friendly. But at the end of the day, when I listen to it and when it comes out and I see the talk, that don't sit right with my spirit. That make me feel, that disrupts my fucking peace.
Future and Metro Boomin released yet another album and doubled down on their disdain towards Drake. This time, even The Weeknd had his own beef with Drake he wanted to address on the album. We even had J. Cole featured on a separate track on the second Future album that shocked fans. Especially since he just went on a public spiral, making it clear he didn't want any of the smoke with the rap beef and would rather stay in his lane. But before we get into all the details of what just went down, let's take a step back and break down everything that happened that got us to this point.
You mentioned Whitney, and Kendrick Lamar's wife name is Whitney. You have to be prepared for anything. There is no, "Oh, nah, I can't believe you said that." No, because you're talking crazy already too.
Drake has been in the rap game just as long, if not longer, than most modern rappers, who still consistently release albums. A lot of artists even credit Drake for putting them on during the early stages of their careers.
Drake's a real good dude, first and foremost. He heard my music a year back, reached out and just gave me respect on it. You know what I'm saying? So it was a mutual feeling for us appreciating the music.
I didn't have no big homie to be like, yo, this how we gonna do this, or you can open up at this show. I'm the only person that put on for me when I ain't have nobody was Drake. I'm talking about Drake was the first person to put on before anybody. He didn't want to sign me.
Yeah.
He didn't want to, it was like, yo, that's raw talent, yo. You gotta shine, yo. I'm gonna see to it. I forever owe Drake.
Kendrick Lamar, A$AP Rocky, and The Weeknd have all publicly given Drake his flowers one way or another throughout their careers, placing Drake on a pedestal. But recently it seems that this admiration and friendship that was previously felt amongst themselves has over the years grown into something completely different.
Can't nobody talk to me about him?
All right.
Hell no.
Because I also heard you say you don't want to wreck it with him.
I don't.
You don't want to be in the... I'm going to be honest.
I don't want it. Let's just not even. I don't want it.
With Drake, I want to wreck it afterwards.
I don't want it. I'm cool. I'm cool without it.
Meek Mill and Pusha T are two of the more notable rappers to have gone at it with Drake in the past, while creating some memorable diss tracks in the process. With Meek Mill, it all started off with a tweet, as many rap beefs go nowadays. Stop comparing me to Drake, he don't write his own raps. Meek Mill took to Twitter to call out Drake for not writing his own raps, claiming Drake didn't promote Meek Mill's album, Dreams Worth More Than Money, because he and his team found out that Drake used a ghostwriter. Meek Mill spilled more hate by pointing out that Drake is way out of it compared to Kendrick Lamar and J. Cole. He continued to say that he would have taken Drake's verse off their collaboration on Rico if he would have known that Drake didn't write it himself. This is when the name Quentin Miller became publicly known, as it became synonymous to Drake's ghostwriter. Because of this, Drake released a diss track aimed at Meek titled Charged Up that got everyone excited to see what was about to go down. Meek Mill wasted no time responding to Charged Up on Twitter and later on stage. Baby lotion soft, he tweeted. Drake didn't wait for Meek Mill to respond with his own diss track. While people slept during scary hours, Drake went ahead and released another diss freestyle aimed at Meek Mill titled Back to Back. A standout line from Back to Back that quickly flooded timelines was one referencing Meek Mill's opening slot on Nicki Minaj's The Pink Print Tour. Is that a world tour or your girls tour? I know that you gotta be a thug for her. This ain't what she meant when she told you to open up more. Twitter was then filled with memes of Meek Mill, who was collectively pronounced the loser of the rap beef between the two. Even though Meek was the one who started it all, he ended up taking a big hit to his reputation for years to come. Currently, Pusha T is the only rapper to hold a dub over Drake, and this all goes back to beef that Clips and Pharrell had with Young Money many years ago. Allegedly, Pharrell never got paid for a beat he did for Birdman, a fact that no one is really surprised about, and the song ended up being called What Happened to That Boy. It's here where Lil Wayne and Pusha T start sending subliminals at each other over the years. It was in Pusha T's song Exodus 23:1 where he has some lines that are seemingly aimed at Drake and Lil Wayne. Pusha continued the rap beef with a song titled Infrared where he disses Drake for having ghostwriters and Wayne for being locked in a bad contract with Birdman. He said, "It was written like Nas, but it came from Quentin." Drake then fired back at Pusha with the song Duffy Freestyle, and then Pusha responded with the infamous story of Adidon. It's here where Pusha T leaked the news of Drake getting a mysterious woman pregnant and was expecting a child he had been hiding from the world. It's alleged that Drake had confided to Kanye with the news of him expecting a child, which is how Pusha T was able to use this information to leverage his rap beef with Drake. Kanye West comes into play here because Pusha and Ye are closely linked through Good Music while also being Drake's main commercial competition. In case you didn't know, Good Music is an independent record label founded by Kanye West in 2004. Drake and Kanye have always had a bit of a sour relationship while working together, notably when Kanye gave Drake the beat for Lift Yourself and then dropped Poopity Scoop. While speaking with Rap Radar in 2019, Drake conceded that he had lost his feud with Pusha. Circling back to Kendrick Lamar's latest diss, he starts off by saying DOT, the money, power, respect, which is a play in words to his rap alias K-Dot and his own idea of what the big three really are. Kendrick continues in the song by saying, "The last one is better. Say it's a lot of goofies with a check." He's referring to his third big three, respect, being better than the other two, and continues on by dissing Drake in reference to his collaborations and brand association with Nike, whose trademark is a check mark. Kendrick goes on with F-Sneak dissin', first-person shooter, I hope they came with 3 switches. It's here that Kendrick directly calls out both Drake and J. Cole, 2 rappers to which he has been tied and compared to for his career. He takes shots at the duo, name-dropping the title of their 2023 hit First-Person Shooter, as well as the title of Drake's album For All the Dogs, and disavows the Big Three term that has been used to group the trio for years, even by Cole himself. While Drake stayed silent after the release of the song, most likely due to the fact that Drake is currently on tour and doesn't have much time to hit the studio, J. Cole was the first one to step in and clap back at Kendrick. On his latest album, Might Delete Later, he directly responds to Kendrick Lamar's diss with a fiery verse on the song 7-Minute Drill. Right from the start, J. Cole tackles the issue head-on. He kicks off with, I got a phone call, they say that somebody dissing, you want some attention, it come with extensions. Here he's calling out Kendrick for seeking attention and hints at the consequences that come with it. J. Cole doesn't stop there, though. He goes on to critique Kendrick's career trajectory with lines like, he's still doing shows but fell off like The Simpsons. Your first ish was classic, your last ish was tragic. He praises Kendrick's first work, but is brutally honest about his disappointment with Kendrick's later releases. Cole points out the inconsistency in quality, acknowledging Kendrick's peak while also highlighting his own rise. Cole also brings up Kendrick's The Heart series, noting the long gaps between each release. He suggests that if it weren't for Kendrick's diss, there wouldn't be much to talk about, showing a mix of respect and readiness to challenge. Cole's response is a clear message that while he respects Kendrick, he won't back down from a challenge. But not even a week after the release of his own diss track, J. Cole does something at Dreamville Fest that left many fans conflicted. He told the crowd he was sorry for the back and forth between them and wanted to make things right. This was a big deal because it showed J. Cole wanted to fix fix things instead of staying mad. Cole mentioned there was one part of his EP he didn't feel right about, the diss aimed at Kendrick. He straight up called it the lamest thing he's ever done. He shared how torn he felt when everyone was looking at him to see how he'd react to Kendrick's song. Despite the world wanting to see them go at it, Cole said he didn't actually have bad blood with Kendrick, who he's always looked up to. He was super honest, even naming Kendrick and admitting that his diss track was a mistake and kind of silly. Cole reflected on how it took him back to a time when he wasn't making the best choices, and he really hoped Kendrick didn't take it the wrong way. He stood there asking for a chance to make things right, not just with Kendrick, but with everyone listening. Cole hoped for forgiveness, wanting to get back on track and leave the drama behind. He even said the past couple of days had been rough for him, feeling terrible about the whole thing. J. Cole's apology was more than just saying sorry to Kendrick. It was him being super honest and open about how he felt. He didn't want to pretend or hide behind his music. Instead, he chose to talk about his mistakes and how he wants to do better. This moment was all about Cole showing who he really is, someone who cares about his relationships with others and who he is as a person beyond just the music. And things only got even more surprising from here, because now he was making music with the people who had just put out a diss targeted at him a couple days ago, while also addressing his out-of-character response to said diss. Not only that, but The Weeknd and A$AP Rocky chimed in and lobbed some shots at Drake as well on this new album. J. Cole even removed his diss track from all streaming platforms, essentially waving a white flag and calling it quits to the rap beef that took the internet by a storm.
And that's crazy. And now J. Cole looking crazy because he should have never ever jumped into that. But guys, y'all let me know what y'all think about this new situation, this new song by Kendrick Lamar. Guys, Drake, you're on the clock now, sir. You are on the clock, Drake. All right, guys, y'all let me know in the comment section what y'all think, man.
We hate the bitches you fuck cause they confuse themselves with real women. Then notice I said we, it's not just me, I'm what the culture feeling.